Welcome to Zero's Game Room, where all things gaming takes place. Interviews, discussions, and the latest gaming news. So take a seat, get comfortable, adjust your headset, because it's game time. Here's your host, Zero.
And Grayson.
Oh, see, I'm telling you, we're going to get this intro fixed. I promise you, we're going to get it fixed.
It's all good.
The guy, I told him already, he just needs to get better. He's a little sick right now, but once he's better.
And I'm talking to my contact. We're going to get that animated.
Oh, we're going to have like animated little people as on the logo.
Logos.
That's all. That's going to be great. But today we actually have a very special episode of Zero's Game Room because we have a guest today.
Oh, we have a guest.
Yeah, and he's quite the king.
I feel very ponderous.
We have to behave ourselves.
Is he quite royal?
Oh, he is quite royal, for he is, find him on every social media, Garrison King. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, woo. Yeah, gotta have a clap.
Long time listener, first time guest hood.
Yeah, that's true. No, he's actually been very dedicated. And I appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to like listen to our podcast. It really means a lot because Garrison's like in the radio world.
I know.
He's big time. If you live in SoCal, KGGI, just going to throw that name out there.
Oh, okay.
Also, Kiss FM. I'm just going to throw some names out.
He's affiliated.
Yeah, so he's been a while. So the fact that you listen to... Well, he knows some people. He knows a guy. But long story short, I met him and we kind of clicked on the basis of like gaming. We both love gaming.
Yeah.
But then we hit a little bit of a hiccup.
It wasn't so much as a hiccup as a disappointment on your end, really.
A disappointment. We're going to have to throw down. See, Grayson and I, we're big fans of PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Sony and Mr. Garrison over here.
Yes. Big Xbox enthusiast.
Alrighty.
Yeah. That's really all I needed in my life is an Xbox.
Okay, so let's start off with the basis. Why? I really want to know. You know what? Let's try to convince me. Why is Xbox so great or better than PS4?
Well, to those faithful listeners out there, whatever you prefer, play that platform. I just think that Xbox does a lot of things better. I
was giving him some respect, and I'm like, okay, never mind. You know what? I'm gonna let the man speak.
I think PlayStation has an awesome collection of exclusives, and they'll always have that. And PS4 has definitely done well this generation, but Xbox, I don't know, man. There's a list of things that I personally prefer from the platform. Number one, it's American made, so you know what I mean. America. Represent, America. Stand up. But also, the controllers fit better for me. I'm a big Halo fan, Gears fan. So the short list of exclusives that Microsoft does have, I think they do really well with, and they have a really, really outstanding community. So, other than that, just like third-party games, I just prefer playing them on Xbox, man. The controller feels way better in my hand. I got big, meaty paws.
See, the thing is, we can actually see Garrison. This is a podcast, but we're actually looking at him on Skype.
Technology, man. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, I've been an Xbox fanboy since the OG Xbox. It was the first console I bought with my own money. So very special place in my heart. Then got the 360 in college, again with my own money. And then basically every iteration of Xbox after that, and never really looked back.
Now, has there been like a lot of disappointing hiccups that you run into? Because I mean, I understand from like the first generation Xbox, they've had like a couple recalls and stuff like that.
Red Ring of Death, stuff like that.
Yeah. I did get a Red Ring of Death. And it was funny because I had to YouTube a workaround of how to undo the Red Ring of Death. It was basically you had to wrap it in towels and overheat it on purpose.
You're kidding. Are you serious?
Yeah, it worked too.
What? That's insane. That actually worked.
It worked.
It's funny because a lot of us, we tend to do that. We'll find a YouTube route instead of actually fixing it. Maybe there's a workaround we can find. And wrapping towels around an Xbox and overheating it on purpose.
YouTube is great for workarounds.
Technology, am I right?
That's how you change your car's first oil.
America.
Of course. America, where we solve our problems through the internet. Because who needs actual mechanics? I am a mechanic. After watching a 20-minute video, I'm a full-blown...
car fixer-upper
man thing. I can't even say mechanic. It's like car fixer-upper.
That's fair
thing.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, I mean, yes, the Red Ring of Death was some hiccups. With the initial launch of the Xbox One, there was a lot of mixed messaging that a lot of people didn't get behind. And you think the 360 was like the king of that generation, right? And then Microsoft kind of dropped the ball with their messaging with the Xbox One. And since then, I think they've done a lot of work to rework their image with games with gold, a lot of sweepstakes and stuff. And obviously the Xbox One X, which I think they've done a phenomenal job with the language behind it, what it's for, who it's for, and just, delivering that 4K HDR, super high intense for those hardcore gamers experience. I got one. It's a beaut. I love it.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to ask, I'm like, do you actually have an Xbox One X?
I do have an Xbox One X.
So
nice.
Kind of goes with it, because Grayson and I have talked about this, even at work and stuff. Did it seem... I guess my biggest question is, I know you said it's worth it, but is it that much of a big step up from the Xbox One S? Because the biggest problem we were having, and I know we joke around, we throw shade that Microsoft ain't know nothing about no game design. But no, in all honesty, it looks like a really strong, powerful console, but is it really that worth to put the money in instead of an Xbox One S and instead get the X? And if so, why?
So their messaging behind the S versus the X is the S is going to sell more, and I think they know that because it's at a reasonable price point. It does 4K checkerboarding. It plays all the same games, and it's still going to look great. I went from the OG Xbox One to the Xbox One X. So
so you might see the difference in a bigger scale.
Yes. So firing it up, the games already look better. I don't even have a 4K TV. I have a 1080p, but they look better. And they run super quick. So just the processing power behind it was enough for me to notice a difference. And obviously, when I, sell a limb to get a 4K TV, I'll be able to really tell the difference. So I'm looking forward to that.
See, and that's what I really want to see. I want somebody who because 9 times out of 10, when I ask people if they have the Xbox One X, they'll say yeah, but they don't have the 4K TV. Granted, they're saving up for it, but I really want somebody locally, not just somebody I've seen on the internet talk about. I want somebody locally, because one person on the internet can say whatever they want, but if there's a little bit more of a trust factor. And I've met Garrison, gone out to lunch with him, worked with him a little bit while I was at my internship there. So I want his realistic. With 4K. It's a huge deal, but
it's a steep investment. It's a steep investment, man. $500 for an Xbox One X, and if you don't have a 4K TV, that's another $600 to $1,000, maybe more if you're really trying to get the high end stuff. It's a big investment, and I get that, but for me, it was enough for me to notice the difference, even though I don't have a 4K TV. Plus, the S. If you don't want to put that $500 down, you can get the S for $250, and you're still going to play the same games. It still has 4K checkerboarding, and with the S and the X, they got rid of the power brick, so it's a lot more compact. It's sleek. The design's cute. It looks good.
Cute. So. I never thought I heard a behemoth by America. Cute. Yeah, sure. The PS4 Pro. It's so cute.
So cute.
I want to ask, what about the whole storage thing? Because from what I was understanding, basically you get one or the other, and the biggest issue is that you have to end up buying an extra terabyte of storage in order to just open up one of these 4K games.
Right, because we did our research on when it was coming out, and a lot of people, the problem was because some games, because even some older games that didn't have 4K resolution, there was a huge update what was it, how many gigs was one update? Some of the updates were huge.
I don't even remember.
It was 50 gigs to update.
Yeah, Halo was 50 or something like that.
See what I mean? So how do you feel about that? Because that's another one where whoa, just to upgrade to 4K seems like a big deal.
Sorry if you hear my daughter in the background.
No, your daughter's beautiful.
Young Gay is back there playing around.
That's Garrison Queen or Garrison Princess back there. She's on your side, man. She's
with me. I mean, I bought her a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, so she's
see,
you know what I mean? Starting her young.
Got to.
Attaboy.
So with the games, I think it's it's just something you gotta take with the process of it all. If you're gonna play these games, obviously the files are gonna get bigger, and that's just going in the direction. That's what the direction gaming's going. Games are bigger now; they demand more space. I bought a 2 terabyte external hard drive early on, so it wasn't a problem for me. personally, but I can understand if someone buys a $500 Xbox that only has 5 gigs. I think the X comes terabyte standard though, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, yeah, I think it comes, but like we're just talking about updating because like let's say you have like 20 games and you're updating all of them to 4K. That's like let's just say minimum each are 50 gigs plus. That's a lot.
It's a lot. I think you would have enough in just in all the games that are 4K supported. I think you would have enough with 1 terabyte, so you should be good. Like Assassin's Creed, Halo, The Witcher, Shadows of War. I think you would be good. And obviously, that's a lot of hours and hours to pour into those games. Those are some long games. So I guess it would come down to the user and how they use their system. But with me, I don't have a problem with it. I got a 2 terabyte external hard drive plus a 1 terabyte on board. So it's cool for me.
So I was kind of wondering, even with that then, would you suggest to like anybody that's even considering buying the new Xbox, would you suggest that they kind of prep beforehand to like buy some external hard drives or anything like that? Or is it easy enough to just plug in a game and just go for it?
I always recommend someone to get an external hard drive just because I know eventually you're going to run into that problem. And with the external terabytes getting cheaper and cheaper, like the prices are going down per terabyte for external hard drives. So you can find a pretty decent one, especially around holiday season. But in terms of recommendations, I would always first recommend, if I'm talking to a casual gamer or someone that never had an Xbox before, I would recommend the S first, just because you're getting the same experience, you're playing the same games. The white box is, it's cool, it's different, it's got a different aesthetic. But if you're like want that cutting edge technology like me, then I would say, hey, well, if you got the money, fork over the $500, get the Xbox One X. Your life's gonna be better for it.
Right. Plus, you've been with Microsoft for so long, so you might as well go all in. And I guess that's the point that I try to get across. Because, like, yeah, you can get an Xbox One S, but, like, unless you're a dedicated hardcore fan, it's kind of like for those people who, like, let's say, for example, like you and I, Grayson, we love Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
When, like, Kingdom Hearts, like, the editions, like, the definitive editions come out and stuff like that, we fork over that cash.
I went out and bought the final mix on the PS2. I even got the slide card mailed in from Japan.
Right. Yeah. No, he went hardcore. I just waited for them to come out on PS4, and now all of it is simple, accessible. Dude. But, it kind of comes with that. If you're devoted to it, for those people that are devoted, I'd recommend it. Like, I'd even recommend, like, a PS4. Like, I have a PS4 Slim, and it does everything I need it to. I've never had a complaint about it, like, oh, this is too slow, or, oh, this takes forever. No, I've never had a single problem. But then again, I wouldn't mind upgrading to a PS4 Pro, and I've actually thought about it. But again, it's one of those things where, like, if you're just, like you said, if you're a casual gamer, hey, I love the Xbox. Well, I had an Xbox 360 once, played it for a while. Then, yeah, I guess I'd say go for the Xbox One S. Don't fork over all that money. But hey, if you just happen to have a nice television, a 4K resolution television just hanging around, then, it might be worth it,
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. If you could follow the convoluted, confusing storyline of Kingdom Hearts, and you should be able
we can. We can. We've stuck with it since 2002. We've stuck with it. Okay.
I gave up on like the 3D or the DS games. I was like, man, this is too much.
So did you end up playing Recoded, or did you play 365 over
365? Yeah, that's the one.
And that's the better one, TBH. That's the better one, TBH. Because at least personally, I don't know how you felt. I don't think we've actually discussed it on the show yet.
I was gonna say that one I felt was a little bit weaker compared to Chain of Memories.
Oh yeah.
But Coded, that one was just kind of like, I'm going to pretend like this doesn't exist.
Right, because they went into the journal. But 358 at least makes sense in the story. But I could understand that. Like, it's hard. Yes. Is Kingdom Hearts, the story, a little overcomplicated than it needs to be? I'm going to say yes.
I've told this to a lot of people, and I feel that the game, when they first created it, they didn't think it was going to take off this good.
I mean, you put Square Enix. Hey, let's put Final Fantasy. Hey, let's take Leon, a.k.a. Squall in Final Fantasy 8, whatever the hell you want to call him. Throw him with some Disney characters. What do you get? You get a magic adventure.
Exactly.
Basically the Star Wars syndrome in video game form.
I mean, it just feels like they didn't necessarily know exactly where they were going. They just made the entire story as a one-off, but then it gained such a huge following, and then all of a sudden, now we've got Kingdom Hearts 2, and they're like, oh, hey, I guess there's something to this. Then they start coming out with more, and then...
AKA, let's make as much money as we can with it.
Yeah.
Let's throw in backstory and a what-if scenario and the journal. Let's make a whole game that has to do one thing
For
about
real.
the journal.
Ugh. They need a Kingdom Hearts exhibit at Disneyland, though. Let's petition for that.
I think the three of us could petition for that.
If I remember correctly, I thought there was a Kingdom Hearts ride in Japan.
Oh, really?
Is there? I wouldn't be surprised.
And I'm trying to remember this, like, because this was like over 10 years ago that I remember seeing the blueprints for this, but there was like even Heartless, and it's almost like if you've been to downtown, or sorry, not downtown, if you've been to DCA, then it's kind of like Ariel's Grotto.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I'd check that out.
Yeah,
let's just fly to Japan and check it out.
I mean,
let's go to Japan, boys.
There you go.
The three of us, let's squat it up. Let's just go.
I don't need to do anything with my life. I'm good.
Oh yeah, we're good. What school? What life? Making money? Nah.
Daughter. What daughter?
She can come too. We'll buy her a ticket.
There you go.
We'll be all have a family fun time.
That's funny.
No, but I'm glad. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be a lot more aggressive. Like, PS4 is trash. I was like ready to defend myself. But no, honestly, I'm actually like very happy the way you've approached it. You've approached it in a way where it's like, yes, you show that you like Microsoft more, but in a very educational, very like fluid way. Because like you could have just come up here and be like, man, you ain't know nothing about no video game. What is this PS4 garbage? What's that trash can you have over there? No,
when I get to know you,
some margaritas.
when I get to know you, that's when the trash talk will come. I don't want your listeners to think that I'm just some kind of tool that is a PS4 hater. Yet.
That's true.
Well, I was going to say not yet.
Not yet.
I'll be the recurring PS4
we're
hater.
going to be bringing Garrison back, too, especially because not only that, like, recently, he let me borrow Metroid Return of Samus.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
And, dude, killer. I mean, I will say this. I'm going to say this. I want to talk about it really quickly, just because we brought up Nintendo stuff earlier. At first, I did not like this game.
Yeah,
I am not gonna.
It was a slow start for you.
Oh God, you had to hear so much crap that I would throw at this game. I was like, "This is not Metroid. What is this?" But then I kept going because I had to think to myself, "Well, it is a remake of the second one, and the second one was total booty. That was bad." So I kind of kept going, and by the end of it, I felt really powered up because the problem was I felt very underpowered the entire time. So I was just like, man, what the hell is going on? And they didn't even have the speed boost. I was like, man, what is this? This is garbage.
It was good though, man.
No,
it was the first Metroid I ever beaten since like the GBA days. So
wow.
Dude,
that was really good.
Yeah, like Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion. Fusion was the ish. Zero Mission was a remake of the first one, but Fusion was really good. I think that takes place like near the end of the timeline. But let's not get into timelines because
yeah, please no. We already went down that dark hole of
we
Kingdom Hearts.
Did.
Yeah. But going back to what I was saying before, I'm really like happy that you approached Xbox in such a
educational way.
Yeah, and there's so many great things that Xbox does that I think is really cool and like fan servicey, including Games with Gold, which for you PS guys would think of as PlayStation Plus, except Games with Gold is if you have Xbox Live Gold, they give you 4 free games every year. Now, depending on the month and the time of year, you can get some really good games, and you keep them forever. PS Plus, like if you quit paying for that, then they go away. But you can keep the games forever. So I always throw that in my pitch when I'm trying to recruit people to the team Xbox. Another thing is I think Xbox Live has always been superior to PSN. And they're changing up the achievement system not recently, but upcomingly, where they're kind of gamifying the achievement system, and it kind of creates unlocks for your avatar and some cool stuff like that. And then they have Xbox Game Pass, which had a huge headline this past week where all the Xbox Studio games will be available day of their global release. So Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, Halo, Gears of War, like those kind of games will be available on Game Pass, which is essentially Xbox's Netflix for video games. So you get a library to 100 plus games plus all the Microsoft Studio games day one when they release. So I think that's really dope.
That's
and you only have to
kinda-
pay $10 a month for that.
Oh wow.
PSN has the exact same thing, except it's called like PS Now or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
their
yeah.
It's not the exact same thing. It's not the exact same thing.
Whoa.
Here's where it goes.
Well, here we go.
Here's
No,
where it
no.
goes.
It
Yeah,
is.
we're going
You
to rail.
you pay about $9.99 a month, so $10 a month, and you get games like that that aren't even accessible on PS4. Like there was a game that you and I were looking up one time. Oh, it was that game that you played where you can like destroy part of the world or whatever.
Red Faction?
Yeah, Red Faction.
Okay.
Remember we looked it up and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't find the one. I think yours was
Yeah,
called
Red Faction Guerrilla Warfare, I think.
Yeah, that's the one you want. and we couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah, and we couldn't find it
played
on the PSN, but on PS Now, it's there. And a whole bunch of other games that I've been wanting to play in particular. And it seems kind of fair because let me guess, it also has that feature where like you can pay $10 a month or like for a whole year you pay like $100, right? Does it give you that option?
I haven't used the service outside of like their trials that they provide with the systems. But,
Oh, I see you using them trials. Eh?
It's
I
like,
got
man,
a new email address. I want a free
Exactly.
trial.
Yeah, whoa.
just enroll into a new school so I can have
Yeah,
another
like
email.
Garrison King 1. There's no relation to Garrison King 2.
That ain't me.
I'm Garrison 299.
Yeah, of course, in 1994. No, we all don't have any relation whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, PlayStation has something something similar.
Something subpar, yes.
That's not what I said. Similar.
That's what I heard in my headphones. So. Technology.
Technology these days. I don't know. Each time you say the word Microsoft, all I hear is white noise. So I don't know.
I just hear.
Yeah, I think Xbox has some pretty cool things on the horizon this year. I'm really looking forward to Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you guys saw anything about that, but
I was
also,
actually going to ask you, like, what are some of the things you're looking forward to? Because, like, literally the last episode Grayson and I talked about on the show was what games
Upcoming
we're
games,
excited
yeah.
for. You know, what we're excited for. Secret of Mana, Shadow of the Colossus, and for you it was
Or Dissidia FFNT.
yeah, that's for you. So what are you like on the Xbox realm? And I know some of these games get crossed. Like I even think Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be released
Yeah,
on Xbox.
they've been going back and forth on that, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is, as far as I'm aware, is supposed to be coming out for Xbox
Yeah.
as well.
Did I say Kingdom Hearts 4? I
You
feel like
said
I
4.
that.
I mean, there's
I
enough
was trying-
content out there for 10
I was
games.
trying
so.
to ignore it.
Honestly, no, I'm glad I brought it up because when you said 3, something seemed off in my head. It was like I said a thing. So I probably am going to get so much hate for that.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just, look, there's enough story to make a 4.
Exactly.
But no, what are you excited for this coming year, 2018, for Microsoft to bring out?
I will tell you,
Whether it be cross-platform or
Yeah.
exclusive, you tell us.
Well, what I'm playing right now is a lot of Fortnite, a lot of Overwatch. So I'm into those kind of games, like competitive shooters. I've been playing PUBG, which is
PUBG's trash. I'm sorry.
Xbox exclusive, but 4 million registered users on
Okay.
Xbox. That's crazy
No, that
numbers
is.
right there. And it's still in preview mode. But for me, what's coming out, I'm looking forward to Dragon Ball. Well, Dragon Ball Fighters already came out, but I
Right.
want to get that. I want to try out Monster Hunter World, which came out this month as well. For me, for Xbox, I'm really looking forward to Sea of Thieves. It was just recently announced that they're working on a new Fable. I don't know if you guys have ever played
Holy
Fable.
crap! Yeah. I haven't played them myself, but I have a buddy of mine who like loves the Fable game, and he actually Let's Plays them on
Yeah.
YouTube, and he loves them.
Huge series. I never quite got into that affectionate phase with Fable, but I love the game. I do like the games and the franchise, and I'll probably buy it, but I'm not in that like super fandom of Fable. But the combat has always drawn me in. It's always super fun combat. So I don't think that's getting a release this year, but it was kind of announced. So I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, Crackdown 3. I think that's coming out this year. Crackdown 3 is really fun. I don't know if you guys played the Crackdown series, but it's
No.
an open world, kind of a GTA-esque,
okay.
where you're like
Okay.
a super soldier. You run around. The best thing about it is getting around the city, where you collect these orbs and they give you enhanced abilities, so you can run faster, jump higher, and the more orbs you get, the higher your abilities go. And it's always super fun to do that. Go in there, wreck shop, destroy buildings. I did play it at E3. Super fun. You could tell it wasn't finished yet, which is why I think it got delayed till this year. But I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But Sea of Thieves is probably my main one on my list. That looks like a hell of a time to play with friends. So if you guys do get your Xbox One S's, let's play some Sea of Thieves.
No.
I feel like that wasn't directed towards us, was it? No, that was like directed to anybody else listening.
To you guys right here.
Oh, us?
Grayson, Zero, yes.
Yeah, you know.
So, I know the news has kind of died out, but maybe you heard something different. Did you ever hear anything whether Sony and Microsoft are going to continue forward with the whole like online compatibility type deal?
Right. 'Cause that's always been in the talks, but I feel like there's just something about it that
It's gone quiet for a little bit. So I
it's
didn't
like
know
a
if,
double-edged sword, I think,
yeah.
because on one end you can say, well, that'd be great. I can be a PS4 owner and play with my friend who has an
Yeah.
Xbox, but at the same time, there creates like a bit of competitiveness to like kind of how we are right now. you know?
Yeah. I think it's always going to be about that one-upmanship, and I think the last I heard about it, and it's not for every game. Like the last I heard about it was about
Yeah.
Rocket League,
Right,
cross
because that makes
platform
sense,
play.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense. Like playing with we can already play with PC people. We just can't play with PS4 people.
Right.
And I think the last I heard about it was Sony was kind of, pumping the brakes on that, kind of holding everything up. But to me, it doesn't really matter. It's not like I'm missing out on everybody in the world. Like if you have a PS4, I have an Xbox. That's always been the thing. It's like, we guess we can't play together. It's like me wanting to play the new God of War game, even though I got an Xbox. It's like, or
come
the
over to
Spider-Man
my
game.
house and maybe
I'm so
we'll let you.
I'm so mad that Spider-Man's an exclusive for PS4.
Oh.
Like that
Sounds
makes
like
so,
a personal problem.
it makes so little sense. Like
I think it makes perfect sense. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would you put a good game on a garbage console? You know?
okay. See, I thought I could come in here peacefully and respectfully, amicably talk about video games, but I see we're on a different frequency right now. Okay.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have to bring him back. Because there's so much trash. We should have like an episode of just trash talking each other.
Oh my
where it's like
goodness.
lightning round. It's like, what can you say worse about it? I at least had to throw in one shove. At least one. That's it.
That's
That's
you
fair.
done?
I'm
You
done.
good?
I'm
You
done.
gonna
I'm
be
good.
Sure, you
I'm
got it
good.
out your system.
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I almost said the word micro. No. Okay. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been another episode of Garrison's Gaming Room. Thanks for having me.
Oh, he just took it over.
Would you like to let us out? Would you like to let us out? You just
All right, we're
wrap
going
this
to
up?
change the name. We're going to change the name to Garrison's Gaming Grotto.
Oh, Triple G.
Triple G.
Garrison's Gaming Grotto. Oh, get the hell out of here.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on. I would love to come back anytime.
Oh, dude,
Obviously,
yeah, no.
just me and Ava hanging out, so we got time.
Yeah, but no, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate the time you've given us, and to give us more of an insight about why Microsoft is a good
Superior.
competition.
I was going to say
Superior.
Respectable competition, for us PS fans, and like that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not over here like, oh no, I would never touch an Xbox One. I used to play with my buddy on the Xbox 360 all the time, so it's not that. It's just I prefer PlayStation.
Yeah, I was all over the original Xbox for a little while with my cousins. It was all about Halo.
So don't think we're haters, okay? We've dabbled.
No, it's fine.
We've
Just,
danced with the devil every once in a
You
while.
guys are just wandering in the dark, and I'm trying to show you the light. That's
Oh,
all.
thank you,
I think he's
Garrison.
referring to the video.
Yeah, you guys are really dark in this
Yeah,
video.
we're dark. We're dark.
Hey,
Okay.
Like, we just got to,
Are you so pale that you lighten up the screen?
I guess.
that what happened?
No, I think the camera's just focusing on my hand as opposed to
yeah.
the background.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
But anywho, let's wrap this up. Thank you so much, Garrison, for your time. We appreciate all the time you've given us, and I openly invite you to come back sometime where we can talk more about games. Maybe within a couple months. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we can dance in each other's ring. I play with the Xbox One, you play with PS4, and we'll come back. Let you play some Spider-Man.
Yes, please. Let's have the Nintendo Switch be the olive branch here.
Oh,
There
you
we
know
go.
what? Know
There
what?
we go.
I agree. Good
Right.
way to end it on. Good note. But thank you so much, Garrison.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Need more info or updates? Head over to the Nerdgasm Podcast website, where you'll see this podcast along with all news regarding your nerdy needs.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Zero's Game Room. Want to give a special thanks to my graphics designer at Trekit on Twitter and at David_Ritter for voicing my intro. Keep up to date with the podcast by liking it on Facebook at Zero's Gaming Room and on Twitter at Zero's Game Room. Until next time, GG with a definite re.